And diplomats from North Korea are in China, and rumor has it Kim Jong-un might be with them. Find out what this means for peace talks between North Korea and the U.S.
And Russian diplomats have been expelled from more than 20 countries. Find out what countries have been added to the list and why. Citrus TV News starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Our top story tonight, Central New York is set to receive over $8 million. The money is coming as part of the $81 million Restore New York initiative and will fund 5 projects in CNY. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Maggiore.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. One of the projects will give nearly $5 million to Syracuse for construction of new residential and commercial buildings in the city.
University Union is proud to announce they're presenting an advanced screening of the new movie Blockers. The movie stars John Cena and follows the antics of 3 parents who find out their daughters made plans to lose their virginity on prom night.
This movie is not out in theaters until April 6th, but students and faculty are invited to see it for free on March 30th in HBC. Today is Class Act Day, a day for the class of 2018 to make a gift representing their year. Tables were open for donations until 2 p.m. today, and if students still wish to donate, they can go online to giving.syr.edu.
This day is part of Forever Orange Week, a week filled with events to remind students that the bond they form on campus can last a lifetime. And the Campus Counseling Center is extending their hours to help students. The center now has evening hours until 7 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays.
Next semester, those hours will take place 4 days per week. The center is also host to 2 group therapy sessions each week for graduate students. Falk College has kicked off its 2018 Falk Student Research Celebration. The 3-day-long event will feature students' commitment to advancing research. Posters are on display by the Student Lounge and Cafe on the 2nd floor in the Falk complex.
The college's research center provides a space for students to work with faculty and collect data and analyze findings. This week is the 2nd ever research celebration at SU. The Volcker Symposium just wrapped up about 30 minutes ago. The topic of the discussion was behavioral economics and included a panel featuring experts from Middlebury, Cornell, and UCLA. The symposium followed a lecture given yesterday by Stanford economics professor Raj Chetty.
The Student Association elections are only a couple of weeks away. Earlier, I sat down with current SA President James Franco to talk about the election and what he hopes to accomplish in his final weeks in office. Looking back on your term so far, what has been the accomplishment that you and Angie are most proud of?
Yeah, so that's actually something, we get a little bit of, and I think there's 2 ways to answer that. We're proud of a lot of things that we do, and we're especially proud of the things that we were able to, that we promised last year and were able to deliver, especially in things that affect our community so much, like mental health and health and wellness in general. But also there are anecdotal ways too, so in anything we do, it means a lot to us as students when we get those little notes, those little emails that say, that whatever initiative we did made a difference.
One of the things that you have your sights set on is kind of making the Carrier Dome more open to the campus community. So as you finish out the year, in addition to that, what do you have your sights set on that you want to try to accomplish?
Yeah, absolutely. So facility things such as that, re-evaluating, looking at all the beautiful and different buildings we have and seeing what different ways and flexibility can we use them for students to take advantage of to improve their student experience. And of course, there's still, and everything that we're doing, trying to continue it, even the things that we finish. So back to mental health. So Angie's putting together with a committee to put together like a peer listening report of all the different universities that use it and seeing how we can implement it into our university, which I'm really excited. I think the universities should be really excited to see pretty soon.
Is there a particular candidate who you think is best suited to kind of carry on your legacy, or who you would like to see lead this university?
That's a sneaky question there. So we in our roles, I don't think Angie and I are going to be officially supporting anyone. Obviously, we're excited to see 3 people take on this opportunity. It's a lot of work to put yourself out there to run. Whoever wins, we'll be more than happy to help out and move on. But from our official capacity, we will not be evaluating candidates that way.
For my full interview with James, visit our website at citrustv.com.
And this week is SU Diversity Week, and today some DPS officers got involved in a sweet fundraiser. CitrusTV reporter Sunny Balkin has more.
Syracuse University's Diversity Week continued with even more events taking place in Shine Student Center. This morning, the university hosted Pi, a DPS Officer Day, with all proceeds going towards the Dunbar Center. For just $2 a throw, anyone could step up and give it a try.
Today in Shine Atrium, students were able to do what they've always dreamt of, throwing pies at DPS officers. Officers like Kathy Pavis says that despite the mess, she loved the Syracuse University Diversity Week event.
We're teaming up with Student Association, DPS, and SA, and we're having a Pie in the Face for charity to benefit the proceeds will benefit the Dunbar Center in Syracuse. And it's our way of connecting with the students and letting them see us on a different level, and it's all for good cause.
All proceeds from this event will go to the Dunbar Center, an organization that the DPS officers have faith in to fight poverty. George Wazin gladly got pied for a good cause.
Dunbar Center, which is a great community center on the south side of Syracuse.
Sunny Balkin, CitrusTV News.
Syracuse Parks Commissioner Lazarus Sims is now on administrative leave. This move comes after Mayor Ben Walsh received an audit on the department. The city auditor says he will not specify what his audit revealed, but he found financial discrepancies that required attention and says it's the worst case he's seen in over 6 years. Sims is a former SU basketball star who led the team to the NCAA title game in 1996.
Safety of students is a prime concern for the Department of Safety here at SU. With the recent robberies and stabbings that have happened near campus, DPS has been promoting their app to keep students safe while the app was created back in 2015. The university is trying to make the features as accessible as possible. One of these is a walking feature where you can have friends watch your GPS location to make sure you get home okay. The DPS Director of Emergency Management says the apps give students a blue light button they can hold in their hands.
It has some features that, again, I mentioned, it turns your phone into a mobile blue light. If you're walking home late at night, it's a one-button push. You can call 911, you can call us, and it immediately connects you with a dispatcher who can start sending you resources to help you if you're scared or are feeling in danger.
The university sent an email to all students that puts the contacts of important student resources straight into their phone. It is a simple process that the email explains step by step. Students can also text the words SU Safe to the number below to have the important campus numbers imported directly into their phone. Thanks, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Justine. And a Central New York baseball product is taking the mound on opening day for the Arizona Diamondbacks. After ace Zach Greinke went down with an injury, Cicero North Syracuse graduate Patrick Corbin was named the opening day starter and will start this Thursday for the D-backs. Corbin had an ERA just above 4 last season and was a 2013 Major League All-Star.
The Rosamond Gifford Zoo unveiled a new pair of animals this morning. Here to tell us more about the new additions is CitrusTV Reporter Nicole Weaving. Nicole, thanks so much for joining us. So what were some of the new animals that were added to the family today?
So earlier this morning, the Rosamond Gifford Zoo announced that they would be adding a pair of Bactrian camels. So if we take a look at this image right now, you can meet Patrick and George. They're 2 camels, as you see in this image, and they're half-brothers who came from the Milwaukee Zoo less than 2 months ago. And really, they get along so well. When I spoke with their zookeepers, they just love to play around with each other, and they're less than a month old, but they just really work well together.
Okay, and you said these species were called the Bactrian camels. What exactly makes these camels so special?
So unlike the dromedary camels that we're used to seeing roam around in the desert, these camels are much more accustomed to colder temperatures. And I spoke with zoo director Ted Fox, who told me what specifically makes them so well accustomed to the cold.
And these camels do sound really cool. When will we be able to see them?
We'll be able to see them when the exhibit opens in just about 2 weeks. But right now, they're still really getting habituated and ready to interact with those zoo goers. And you can look for their exhibit to be right near the gray wolves and not too far from their distant relatives, the guancos. So
yeah, and
once the temperature gets nicer, feel free to go check them out.
Yeah, we have some audio from Ted Fox, actually. Let's take a listen.
We selected the Bactrian camels over the dromedaries because they are critically endangered. They do exceptionally well in cold weather. They actually prefer it because of, as you can see, they're very furry. They've got a lot of heavy coat. They don't mind the much more frigid weather than even we could dish out. They come from the Mongolian and Chinese Gobi Desert, which is a higher elevation desert with very, very severe cold temperatures and heat too. So they're very adapted to just about any weather we can dish out.
All right, thanks, Nicole. I'm looking forward to visiting these new additions for sure. And coming up, suspicious packages on doorsteps in Washington, D.C. Hold that thought. We have Citrus TV reporter and weather anchor David Edelstein in studio to tell us more about the weather forecast.
Right now in Syracuse, nice and 40 degrees outside, warmer than we've seen recently. It is a little bit humid outside though, as there is some rain. Right now in Syracuse, a pause in the rain, not so much across the area. As we're seeing some of these temperatures, right now this green line is the temperatures that we're seeing throughout the rest of the night in Syracuse. That is getting a little bit more chilly and kind of holding out around 38 degrees, but the dew point in this blue line here is rising. As the temperature and the dew point get closer together, that's when you see more of a chance of rain. So as we get throughout the night, expect the rain to pick back up and go throughout the night. More drizzles and more heavy rain as it gets later. Across the Syracuse area right now, again, 40 degrees in Syracuse, Rome 43. It is rainy more towards these western areas, and towards the east is where it's dry right now, but the storm is just moving across, and we could see that as this long line that comes up, it's stemming from Texas and just going straight up across the area. Take a closer look at Syracuse. You can see those green spots are the rain. We'll take a look more about what this means for tomorrow and the rest of the week later in the broadcast.
Coming up, suspicious packages on doorsteps in Washington, D.C., what they contained and what authorities are saying.
And a former Supreme Court justice wants a constitutional amendment repealed. Stay tuned.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Okay, don't move. Officials arrested a suspect in connection to multiple suspicious packages sent to government buildings in the D.C. area.
Those packages were delivered to government and military facilities in Virginia as well as suburban D.C. Officials are still trying to figure out whether the contents of the package posed harm or were simply meant to scare.
Officials say at least one package delivered contained explosive materials. We'll keep you updated as more details surface.
After this weekend's march on Washington for gun control, retired Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens says the students should seek a repeal of the Second Amendment.
He says the amendment was created over fear that a national standing army might pose a threat to the security of the states, but says that that fear is irrelevant in the 21st century.
According to Justice Stevens, overturning the Second Amendment is the best option for creating effective gun control legislation.
The Louisiana Attorney General announced today that no charges will be filed against the two officers who fatally shot Alton Sterling.
The shooting happened about 2 years ago outside a convenience store. The whole incident was caught on camera as two Baton Rouge police officers wrestled Sterling to the ground, where eventually he was shot.
This decision came nearly 11 months after the Justice Department dismissed criminal charges.
Kim Jong-un may have made a secret visit to Beijing over the past few days. Here you can see his family train stopping in China.
This would be the first time Kim Jong-un has left North Korea since 2011 when he came into power. Rumors began to swirl about why he would visit China, a country which has been openly fighting with the U.S.
The alleged trip comes soon before the highly anticipated meetings with the South Korean leader Moon Jae-in and President Trump.
A UNICEF report shows that almost 500,000 children have dropped out of school in Yemen due to increased fighting in the region.
The report also states that almost 3/4 of school teachers in the war-torn country have not received pay in more than a year.
According to the report, more than 2,500 schools are not in use in Yemen, and up to 78% of people in Yemen live in poverty.
Australia and Ireland have joined more than 20 countries that have expelled Russian diplomats following the poisoning of an ex-Russian spy and his daughter.
The Australian Prime Minister announced the expulsion of 2 Russian diplomats after calling the attack, quote, reckless and deliberate.
Ireland also released notice of the expulsion of 1 Russian diplomat. The former spy and his daughter still remain hospitalized following the attack.
And after the break, new updates on the death of a superstar.
And drug prices skyrocketed. Why getting sick could break your bank after this.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
A minute ago, we were looking at this radar where we see some green spots. That's a lot of rain the rest of the night. But as we take a look into tomorrow morning, 38 degrees early, it's going to remain cloudy. It's going to also be warm and humid out. The high tomorrow, though, as it gets warmer, 49 degrees. The low, 38 degrees, still, again, cloudy. Those clouds are not being pushed out. Winds only at 5 miles per hour and 8 mile per hour gusts. They're not pushing the clouds out anywhere. And those clouds are keeping the humid, wet air down. That's causing some of the humidity. Throughout the day, you'll notice that it will continue to get warmer. The high is going to be around 5 p.m. again at 49 degrees. 8 in the morning, 38 degrees. Noon, 43, and 6 p.m., 46 degrees. Those clouds just staying there, keeping the air down. That's going to actually contribute to it feeling warmer outside. Now, there is actually a map for this. We took a look before and we saw the big storm coming up towards the East Coast. Well, this map actually shows whether you should be having some fun outside in the nice spring weather now or inside. And right now, you can see in the Syracuse area, the blue saying that you should stay inside for a little bit longer for some indoor fun rather than some outdoor fun. As that storm moves by, we're sure that's going to change. Take a look at our 5-day forecast. Cloudy out tomorrow and then again rain on Thursday for MLB opening day. Temperatures, though, 53 degrees. It's getting to the warmest it has been all year. Friday and Sunday, it is going to be pretty breezy outside, so be careful about that. And then the temperature is still in the high 40s, dropping off on Sunday. We'll take a look back at the 5-day forecast later in the broadcast.
Thanks, David. A toxicology report for the late singer Prince confirms he died of an overdose. An exceedingly high concentration of fentanyl was found in his body.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid used to manage moderate to severe levels of pain. This drug is routinely used to help cancer patients. It is significantly more potent than heroin and morphine. Prince did not have a prescription for the drug. And a new report says Medicare drug prices are soaring at nearly 10 times the rate of inflation. 20 of the most commonly prescribed drugs for seniors have become significantly more expensive.
The new report showed that the prices of 12 of the 20 drugs increased by more than 50% between 2012 and 2017. This extreme hike may lead to further research and investigation.
Coming up in sports, the men's lacrosse team rises in the polls. 2 players claim all the ACC awards, and the NFL finally clarifies the catch rule. Citrus TV News, live at 6. We'll be right back.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome to Sports. I'm Christian Guzman. Much like another sport on the hill, the Syracuse men's lacrosse team has had its fair share of offensive struggles, but eventually all cold streaks have to come to an end. The Orange scored 15 goals on Saturday against then number 3 Duke, its second highest goal tally this season, and the Syracuse offense gained momentum from its defense.
Well, first of all, our defense and our face-off guys are unbelievable on ground balls today. They got us the necessary possessions, and when someone comes up with a big ground ball like that, it kind of like fires everyone up. So with them doing that, we kind of just started clicking on offense and a lot of energy. We executed our game plan pretty perfectly, hit the open guys, and we buried the shots when we had to.
Well, Syracuse's performance last weekend was good enough to put the Orange back in the top 10. Syracuse sneaks in as the 10th team this week in the Inside Lacrosse polls, and the victory pushes Duke back to number 5. At no West Riviera, however, Syracuse is back in the Carrier Dome on Saturday as number 7 Notre Dame visits Central New York. An opening face-off for that game is set for 5 p.m. And sticking with the men's lacrosse team, Syracuse captured both ACC Player of the Week awards this past week, thanks to the victory over Duke. Brendan Bomberry was named the ACC Offensive Player of the Week, and Nick Millen earned ACC Defender of the Week honors. Bomberry netted 4 goals on the afternoon, including 3 after halftime, and Millen held Duke superstar Justin Gutterding to just 1 goal. The Syracuse native also collected 2 ground balls and caused 2 turnovers. And to the gridiron, where the NFL owners unanimously agreed to clarify the catch rule. The new catch rule uses a 3-step process to determine if a receiver has made a legal catch. Those steps state that a catch occurs when the receiver controls the ball, establishes himself in bounds, and performs a football move of some sort. The rule intends to remove controversy over what exactly is a catch that many fans have argued about for the past decade. And back to the hardwood, where there will be 2 new faces managing ACC teams next season. Jeff Capel has reportedly agreed to join the Pittsburgh Panthers as its newest head coach, while Chris Mack has agreed to become Louisville's head coach. Capel comes from Duke after serving as Mike Krzyzewski's top assistant, and Mack joins the Cardinals after managing Xavier for the past 9 seasons. Mack led the Musketeers to a 1 seed in this season's NCAA tournament. Both programs look for a spark after rough seasons. Pitt failed to win a game in ACC play, while Louisville is in the process of recovering from sanctions stemming from an FBI investigation.
All right, Christian. So Syracuse has a big game against Notre Dame this weekend. What do you think the team has to do to win?
Well, it's got to win the face-off battle. Danny Varello has been so hot and cold this entire season. If Danny Varello can give Syracuse the possessions that it needs, then you can finally start to see the Syracuse offensive ticking, which is what happened at the later part of that Duke game this weekend.
You know, lacrosse season is in full swing, but I'm looking ahead to next year basketball, ACC. We talked about the programs getting new coaches. What do you think those coaches are going to do for Pittsburgh and Louisville?
Well, it should be interesting because Jeff Capel has been one of the people at Duke who's gotten all the recruits over to Duke. So can he bring some of that recruiting magic over to Pittsburgh, where they haven't been getting a lot? Time will tell. And for Chris Mack, he's built a great program at Xavier the past 9 years, so consistently making the ACC tournament. Louisville could probably get back to the ACC tournament and to NCAA constant performances with Chris Mack at the helm.
Thanks, Christian. All right, we'll be right back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, bro. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Temperatures are getting warmer, but unfortunately it is a little bit rainy outside. This rain will stick around for a few days. It should be going away, but then it will just be too windy to really hang out outside. Hopefully, as spring is here and it does get a little bit warmer in Syracuse, of all places, we'll be able to enjoy some weather outside coming up soon.
Let's hope. And an adorable pup is back in action and set to rejoin the Annapolis Fire Department K-9 team. Rudy was treated for a leg injury but has been nursed back to health after 12 weeks.
Rudy ran on underwater treadmills during rehab and is strong enough to return to work in 6 weeks as a professional sniffer. We hope this police pup gets better soon, and with all the physical therapy, it looks like he will.
And finally, you may have noticed your email blowing up today. An email meant for the college Democrats to announce a meeting for a political endorsement was accidentally sent to the entire student body.
The email quickly became a chain of arguing political values, quickly devolved into chaos, which included one student sending the script of the beginning of the B-movie. And that's all the time we have tonight. Check out my full interview with James Franco online at CitrusTV.com and be on the lookout for new updates on Twitter. For all of us here at Citrus TV, I'm Gilat Melamed.
And I'm Sabrina Maggiore. Have a great night, Syracuse.